guys, how are you? I'm gonna have to speak a little louder in this video because it's raining and I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Not to worry, I am not focusing on my camera. I mean, I'm stopped right now so I can look at you guys, but I don't want anyone to worry about these car chats. Luckily I'm pretty good at staying focused, and if I really get into the conversation, then I know to stop and talk to you guys. So one of my colleagues, who is not one of the people who's coming in to the office, he got this Godiva chocolates today from another vendor, and he was like, well, can you open it? Like, I don't really want it, so... And he's not going to be back in the office for like another month. He was like, why don't you just take it if you want it? Take it home. So I thought that was really nice since he's not going to come in. Godiva chocolates is definitely not something that I would just go buy myself a box of. The one thing I really like at Godiva is the dark chocolate almond bark is delicious. And once in a while I will go and grab myself just a few pieces of that, but even then, the last time that I did that was probably at least 2 years ago. I used to be part of this, I don't want to say a club because that kind of makes it sound cheesy, but it was like their rewards system where you would give them your email address, and every year for your birthday you could come in and get free chocolate. So there for a while I would do that and go in and get some of the almond bark, because that's really the only chocolate that I like. I am not one of those people who's like, oh my god, chocolate, gotta have it. But this box of chocolates will last me a long time. I do like dark chocolate though. So we're gonna go over to Starbucks, go to the drive-thru because it's nasty and it's raining, and I want to get a coffee and talk to you guys today because I was on Reddit last night and I see that there was an apology. I don't know if it was on Reddit or on YouTube somewhere. I don't remember. It doesn't even matter. But Katie Joy put out this apology for the language that she used with Sophie back when she did that live calling Sophie a brat and a liar. We all know the backstory when it comes to that mess that she created. She decided that she was going to apologize for what she did. And first glance, if you didn't know anything about Katie, it would look like someone who made a mistake and is apologizing. They're saying that they were wrong. They're correcting themselves. They're going to do better in the future. However, the problem with Katie is that we all know that this is a repeated behavior with her. It's almost comical at this point, and I don't want to use the word comical and Sophie in the same sentence. So let's just talk about her behavior being comical, because it is really just like you can predict what this woman is going to do. And sure enough, she puts this out on her YouTube community tab, or her community page, or whatever you want to call it, and then she deletes it. So what are you... Here's what I think Katie is doing. I think that Katie is trying to... It's like the horse has already left the stable, man. There is no... what does Emily say? Like, you can't put the shit back in the horse. It's too late. And that's the problem, is that when you when you become this public figure who consistently shows a pattern of behavior, nobody is going to be there to believe you. Nobody's, I mean, there might be, I'm not going to say nobody, because she does have some pretty weird people that just still worship the ground that she walks on. I don't know why. The majority of people on YouTube are going to look at you and laugh. Could you imagine? I would never want to be in the situation that Katie has put herself in. I really wouldn't, because when you fuck up so many different times on so many different occasions, and you're constantly having to correct yourself or make video apologies or apologize on Instagram or address things that you've done in the past, that to me is not only is it just not a good way to go through your career on YouTube or your time in the public eye, to me it's also draining to have to do all of that all the time. It is much easier to just not be an asshole, because if you're not an asshole, then you're not going to have to apologize consistently. The drive-through Starbucks is winning today. I actually think I'm going to get that Chestnut Praline Latte again before it goes off the menu, since I can get the cinnamon dolce all year now that I know that. Oh, that person's taillights is making me look very red. So I don't know. To me, I don't want to go through my time on YouTube being consistently having to chase my tail and consistently having to clear the air or address what other people are saying about me. I know that a time will come, you know, when someone says something about me and I have to stand up for myself. You know, and a good example is the other day when I had read that, we all know what I'm talking about. I read that girl's comment. She got mad that I showed her name. And then I came back and I addressed it because I felt like, you know, she was, you know, blowing things way out of proportion. Oh, and by the way, that girl, she, oddly enough, talking about Katie Joy, that girl was in Katie Joy's live stream talking shit about me and saying what a horrible person I am. And then she also went on to that girl Camellia, whatever her name is. She was also over in her comments section saying what a bad person I am. So there will be a time and a place where you have to stand up for yourself. But if you know that your heart is in the right place and you're being upfront and honest with your subscribers and, you know, being transparent, I don't think that most people will get to the point where they're feeling like they're having to chase their own tail and constantly confront things that are going on outside of their channel. I hope that makes sense. Let's have a little chocolate, shall we? Let's try this one. I don't know what this one is. It looks like a little triangle. That was like, the chocolate was like coconut. Tastes like coconut. Yum. I actually do love coconut and chocolate. That is really good, actually. That's the one candy bar that I actually can say that I like is I really like Almond Joy. I don't really like Mounds because Mounds don't have almonds in them. Mounds are just the coconut and dark chocolate. I do love a good Almond Joy. On top of Katie putting out the apology, wanting people to take it and, you know, accept it and take her seriously, instead of leaving it up, she probably got a bunch of negative feedback and she took it down, which is giving more people ammo to ridicule her and criticize her even more. So, to be really honest, you guys, I look at her and what I know, and the amount of stuff that she has done on YouTube and on other social media platforms. I don't even know if she will ever be able to have a truly clean slate on YouTube. It almost looks like it's like snowing. What? They said that we're gonna have like a really bad snowstorm in DC this year, because last year we only had like less than half an inch of snow. It was like a third of 1 inch that we had. So they're saying that this winter is going to be really, really bad. But in DC, we never get, like, I would love to be snowed in, like, in between Christmas and New Year's. That would be, like, holiday goals to me. I love it. But usually we don't get snow until mid to late January into, like, February and March. And it kind of sucks because by the time March comes around, I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for 75-degree days, you know, but that's just the way the weather is around here. Because half the time, like yesterday, it was 68 degrees. So, you know, the ground's not even cold enough until, you know, like January, mid-January. But yeah, I've thought about that a couple of times, and and I'm not even saying this just to be like, oh, she'll never be able to come back. I'm being completely transparent in my opinion. I don't believe that in between the lawsuit and everything else, even if she gets to keep her channel, assuming that she's going to be able to keep her channel, which we don't even know is going to happen, I just don't think that she's ever going to be able to undo the amount of damage that she has done, the amount of toxicity that she has brought into the commentary community and given on a silver platter to her subscribers. These are people who have spent days and weeks of time and months of time consuming every bit of content that she puts out onto her channel. And it's one thing if you're going to sit on your channel and dislike other YouTubers. Fine. There are some people that just, they can't get along with other content creators, either because they're just that bitter and miserable themselves, or they don't care to be nice to people who do the same thing that they do. It is what it is. But I have a problem with YouTubers who degrade and insult their subscribers. I just have a big problem with that. And I've talked about it a lot in other videos, so I'm not going to go super in detail in this one, but to have the audacity to mistreat the people that are quite literally paying for your mortgage and for you to have food in your fridge and for you sometimes to be able to buy useless bullshit, for those to be the people that are mistreated, it actually makes me sad. And maybe I'm just sad and sensitive and whatever you want to call me, but I would be embarrassed if I ever like truly mistreated one of my subscribers. And I'm not talking about like okay, you have a disagreement and you kind of go back and forth a little bit. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like actually coming at one of your subscribers and going out of your way to use language that doesn't need to be used. And speaking of Miss without a crystal ball, I found someone else on YouTube who, in my opinion, takes the cake, and I am thinking about doing a whole video. I don't know for sure. One of y'all asked me about Foodie Beauty. Her name is Chantel, and I had literally heard of her, but I had never looked at any of her videos or any reaction videos or commentary videos about her. But Foodie Beauty, I think she takes the cake as far as overall horrible YouTuber. And I have quite a few thoughts about her, but during my research over the past few days, I've noticed a lot of relations between what she does and what Katie Joy does on both of their channels, with the striking people who have an opinion, you know, shutting off the comments section, saying she's going to do one thing and then does another, posting a video and then deleting it. So all of these kinds of behaviors, both of them do the same thing. And there's a lot to unpack with Foodie Beauty. And I have a lot of thoughts about it. So that will probably be a video coming. But I still feel like I want to educate myself a little bit more before I just make a whole video about her. Okay, sorry guys. I got a phone call that I had to take. So anyway, I'm going to close out this video here just to finish out my thoughts on Katie apologizing. You know, it's an unfortunate way to go, but I think at the end of the day, we all have to remember that the way that you carry yourself on this platform is 100% in your control. That goes from the videos that you make if you're a creator, to the way you interact with your subscribers, to the comments that you leave on other channels, to the comments that you make on other social media platforms. So the whole woe is me thing, for me, it doesn't apply with Katie, just because there were so many opportunities for her to stop and turn it around, and she chose not to. But yeah, video probably coming on Foodie Beauty. I'm like 85% sure I'm going to do that. There's just a lot to unpack. So yeah, I hope that you guys like this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.